One, hello everyone. We have returned once again with the uploads of the story and Sigils.
I always come back.
When we last left
I
off,
always come.
Now we're going to be demonetized. Thanks,
that's
Gemma.
enough out of you two.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What is bro doing?
Beating the shit out of you.
Wait, he's biting.
Ow! Ghost
Harder.
Dog Protective Services.
Harder.
Blair, what the fuck? Anyways,
My
as
dude,
we
my
last
man.
left off, I recall
Sorry. Sorry,
everyone here
everybody.
was basically just studying these full walls.
My intrusive thoughts
Or specifically Libran.
my
And
intrusive
Arca.
thoughts took
Yeah,
over.
no, not Anarcha and
Aaron.
Aaron. Aaron is the one who's helping you because Aaron has intellect.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Libran's just like looking at this thing like, what the hell is this?
I mean,
And
Libran knows how to take notes. He knows how to study. It's just
He is notes.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
just
They are notes.
he just doesn't necessarily quite get the scientific method in the same way. You know, he's a bit more
As
of a
Aaron does.
he's more mad science. He's more
I'm
like,
going to study your insides and then use your insides to create the perfect being.
and if he's not going to look at your insides, he's going to weirdly measure each inch of you and each hair, trying to find out if there's some weird mathematical code that can be derived from it for some reason.
Wait.
And then Aaron's over
Do
here
I
doing the
actually
correct
have a
thing.
mathematical code? Like, is everything on this thing related on this wolf related to 6?
No, that's that's just this wolf.
Huh.
With this, I suppose that would make this a group action with 3 people, plus everyone's intellectual.
You know what? Hera can help because she has intellectual.
So everyone's just gonna. So this is gonna be a massive group action of everyone except Non.
Yes.
Basically.
I'm going to check
By
one
the
thing
way,
real quick. Oh my fucking god! Wait a minute. Let me check. Hold. Wait, no. Oh my god. Non also has intellectual.
Non also has intellectual.
I probably need to re-optimize Libran a bit later for
Yeah.
intellectual because
I
he is a
mean,
You
book.
should
Or
have
they are a
more.
book.
Yeah.
I mean,
You should have.
Non's a theater kid. He's a nerd, so like, of course he has intellectual.
Oh god.
Hera,
That means there's in character reasons for literally everyone to want to study this.
yeah, Hera is just
I'm a mad.
imagination. Aaron is just. Yeah, I need to learn how
Libran's
to say
probably
words.
being the creepiest about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the pup is like really appreciative because it's like it thinks it's getting all these head pats.
What are you? Explain. And then it's just like.
Meanwhile, Mama Wolf is like, quit fucking poking me.
Do
Same
not
goes
the
for
dog.
same goes for the elder cubs as well. They're just like, stop. Can you not? Like they don't speak. Like you can just tell by body. They're like, can you fucking not do that, please?
Hold still for 2 seconds and this'll be over quickly.
But with it, you basically, I'll say you guys have basically understood more or less everything you could really understand about full wolves.
So basically, we now have their check stat.
Yep. Full wolves. You have the level 1 and level 5 variant. Since Blair wasn't here when I first explained it, and since
And for the.
for the audience, full wolves. A level 1 full wolf is a shadow. What is it the shadow of? It's the shadow of a wolf. If you couldn't tell from how we describe it, from its name, It's in brackets right there, just in case you really couldn't figure it out. Full wolves have the element dark wolf. Hmm. Yeah. Just an extra layer, just in case. We know some people out there. I sound like a dick saying it, but let's be real here. Some people out there don't read.
I can't read.
Unironically, some people it's just choose not to read and then expect to understand things.
I mean, that's literally every single anti-vaxxer mom on Facebook.
True.
With an HP, attack, and defense of 6, they've got a D4 in each of these stats plus a 2. Interesting. Well, that's because their magic is a 4, because their D6 is their 1D10 is a -6. Borrowed form, pure darkness, and of course the other attributes of a shadow, of course, the standard generic magic aspects. However, they do have a custom spell unique to their race. Well, more accurately, their species. You've got the Black Howl, a 50
Just
PP spell. Choosing one stat, it allows you to add the max die roll of its dice of the die roll to its stat, getting stronger if it's chained within the same turn. Have fun with that and interpret that however you want to, DMs. Feel free to min-max the boss that can chain this four times in a row and destroy your party if they're pissing you off. Because God, am I... Because there's a certain someone here, am I so tempted to do that too.
Libran doesn't like to admit it, but they are actually enjoying petting this dog just because like it's smiling and like happy.
Can Hera begin studying how to make this type of spell?
I mean, for the most part, it's... Well, you guys
Like-
don't necessarily get the description of the spell in the same way. For you guys, the Black Howl seems to be a magically imbued howling technique. However, it does seem to meet the requirements for a spell. With this in mind, it appears to allow them to hone in on one aspect of their body or mind and completely maximize it to their current limit. Seemingly, due to their nature as wolves, this does seem to have an effect to enhance and chain together. It does make sense. After all, when wolves howl together, it does actually have a chaining effect on their morale.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So Hera is looking to transfer the magical effect of maximization to a spell, just on
Or-
a one stat.
You specifically want to try. You're specifically studying Black Howl to make a specialized version to target
To target humans with humanoids, party members.
I see. You're trying not necessarily to recreate it exactly. You're trying to see if it's possible to make a spell that can do that.
Yeah,
I mean,
correct.
on a technical level, you would have a far, far harder time technically studying the mechanics of that. In your case, you would get the basics of it's an effect spell based upon oneself, based upon a target that is a non-enemy. That specifically targets statistics. How it does appear to be very high and fairly high in cost, though. To
Wait,
Lybrand,
how the hell would? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
remember, Hera is technically learning magic in a different way. Lybrand is more so turning the technical fundamental of magic sigil mean this, therefore it relates to this historically, therefore it is this and this. You're a scholar. Hera is more so, an apprentice of a magical entity. That explains how she got her spellcaster class in lore. She is literally being explained and technically it's like the warlock class in D&D, except it's a bit more literal, because in context of what we'll learn from later levels, you are to some degree having this magical entity literally put its magic into your body. And you are
You're not
therefore,
so. You're a vessel for this thing. It's not so much that you're like.
yes, and even when it leaves you completely, the pieces, it will still leave pieces that you will be able to harness once you acquire more power and control over it. So in the case of Hera, as she gets stronger, she simply creates more spells kind of on natural instinct, sort of, as natural extensions of herself. Is
Yeah,
more
you
so
should
like
have seen
the
how
more is more so like how natural magic from creatures that get custom spells work.
you should
For
have
beings that learn magic, it is a lot more. The symbols, the pieces relate to words of power and concepts and how they manifest. Hence why, as a literal notebook, you can be a decent scholar even if you don't have stats in your intellectual stat. You are an entity
Eh,
that is you're the one writing the most detailed notes, even if they are, you know, really
They are
scattered.
just like nothing burgers, but they sound really intellectual.
Yeah, and they still do explain everything accurately.
Yeah, in other words, it's just like it's like, well, you see, the mathematical formula in this symbol
The
allows the
sonic
wolf to, and then
the sonic
essentially
frequency
it's just
generated by the vocal cords invokes this concept.
translated to not nerd speak. Funny wolf make howl and stats go burr.
Yeah,
and she takes notes of that, and she just like has a notebook open,
I mean technically,
writing with a pencil.
Libran is the notebook.
Oh no, she's not going to write in library without his permission. So she's just going to have her own little personal notebook that she can
Yeah,
write
that makes
things
sense.
that are down.
like,
That makes sense.
that's
With this
Gaster's.
in mind,
Can't be running in
what
Gaster's
Arca
journal.
gains from this, to some degree, is actually kind of different. Arca, if I recall, you're more so studying them because, they're shadows. Natural born shadows. The first ones you've seen in so very outside, you.
And
I do a shadow voice as a joke, but I can't do David Humphrey shadow. At least I don't think I can.
in any case, other than Ralsei as well, because Ralsei is technically a shadow,
Yep. Yeah.
shadow of Azrael.
Yep. Now, what's really interesting is that you're kind of very bewildered at the fact that these things are here, but not in the primordial kingdom.
They are flabbergasted.
But
Flabbergasted.
then it hits you. Wait, they are in the primordial kingdom. The great door has been open for a long time. Effectively,
And the
effectively speaking, the card and stacked deck kingdom have been a part of the primordial kingdom in terms of where they lie in reality for the last, you know, as long as you've been alive. This may be the stacked deck kingdom, but in terms of what reality considers it, this is the primordial kingdom.
Primordial darkness seeps from the source.
When it comes down to it, there physically was not enough space for them. Or if there is, you have no idea where they are.
or maybe that the ecosystem wasn't good enough for them to be able to
Most
live.
likely. I mean, one thing you will notice is, despite how the strange reports that have kind of been coming, no one has ever really tried to make an expedition back up the cliff sides to the outskirts of the Primordial Kingdom. Everything is kind of condensed in the castle town and its immediate vicinity, but it always kind of expands away from that section. You feel like...
Interesting.
Arca, are you going to bring this up at all? Because Lybrand may have a fairly decent idea of this, maybe even a fairly decent idea of these things are here because there probably physically isn't enough room in the Primordial Kingdom.
Lyran. I think
Mm.
I think these are here because like the primordial kingdom is too full.
She flips over a page in her notebooks and starts writing about the ecosystem of Primordial Darkness Kingdom.
From what you can...
Let me check my notes, see if I know anything about this.
You know what? I will say, this actually does... This conversation is unlocking a key word. The term ecosystem is kind of, physical space, ecosystem, ecology, a keyword. Something's kind of coming out.
The word of the day.
You have the same epiphany too. The primordial dark world is supposed to be technically an amalgam of all dark kingdoms. They don't have to... the kingdoms that exist as they are because of, well, pre-existing reality disconnect. AKA, the dark kingdoms all kind of phasing out into this weird... Our lore is kind of basically... all these kingdoms kind of separated themselves as their own pocket dimensions that were even more hyper condensed. So hyper condensed they didn't even manifest as anything. So everything connected to them slowly kept getting pulled out from the primordial kingdom as their concepts and the forms they took were lost and lost.
And now that there's a viable ecosystem... Okay, let me say this in Hera's words. Since now there's a viable ecosystem, they're living here.
Yep.
That might trigger Gamma.
However, to Lybrand, they get something more. Realistically, shouldn't the primordial kingdom be growing back massive swaths of land? Not only just these kingdoms physically reconnecting as they are, as you're sure they were, as the card and stacked deck kingdom clearly are, it should be physically growing new landmass. And Arca did kind of somewhat bring up, no one's been making expeditions.
Something isn't right.
You look far, far in the distance. Hold up. I don't think we have a custom castle for the Card Kingdom yet. But far in the distance you see a black fountain. Very distantly. Very distantly, piercing upward.
It cannot be.
Artificial darkness does have that effect to taint the pure stuff. Hold up, my brother is calling me. I need to pause my recording.
Yeah.
Alright, everyone. Real sorry about that. My brother was calling me because we needed to discuss getting cat food. Anyways, as we continue forward, another thing you're making some revelations that are quite interesting. It's...
Hera's drawing things now. Like the black darkness.
Lybrand kind of looks like terrified and starts quoting Everyman. Of ghostly sight the people be so blind.
Artificial darkness is a very dangerous thing for more reasons than one. It not only taints real darkness, the stuff doesn't exactly mix together properly.
Oh. Oh no.
Perhaps there's a reason Ralsei... In fact, Arca, you're kind of remembering... You kind of remember something. The only time someone ever suggested going on an expedition, Ralsei explicitly forbade it. Are you gonna bring that up real quick?
Listen, guys. Rousey said not to go on an expedition. It's,
I guess we're
Well,
Within the Primordial Kingdom.
we're no
what the
longer in the
hell?
primordial.
What the hell is this thing then? What do we do with it?
We destroy the fountain.
I mean, chances are, Lybrand, that would be a very good jumpstart to stopping whatever is causing the Primordial Kingdom to be unexplorable beyond Castletown and physically connecting pre-existing worlds.
So, is there a language that magic is inherently written in?
I mean, technically speaking, much like our world has various different languages for magic, they would probably have various different ways of writing magic as well.
So, what is the language of magic that we are writing in?
Wingadings.
I mean, yeah, it
That's
would.
a font.
It'd be like two or yeah, it'd be like either Wingdings, basic, and all form of Latin,
not necessarily.
an augmented form of
In
of-
Undertale, Wingdings is a language.
I mean,
Yes.
in context of magical
font.
stuff and magical symbols, yeah, the font
Yes.
works as a magic language. You know, Latin. You know, Latin.
I'm more
also
something
is
like
considered
demonic
one.
Latin or something.
I mean,
Infernal
Latin has
Latin,
its,
sorry.
Latin has its variants,
Like you
but like in
hear
this world,
wing-
Latin is also inherently
anyway.
somewhat different. So it's
Yeah, because
not the
Wingdings
same.
is sort of unique to Gaster, so it wouldn't make sense for a language to be written in Wingdings to be used for magical purposes.
I mean, on a.
I mean, other than for void spells, but
Well, remember,
Hera is the only one really
Remember,
capable
Gaster-
of using
remember-
void.
you have to remember, Gaster speaks in the Wingdings
Not
font.
technically true.
And there are plenty
Well,
of, and there
it
are
seems
plenty,
technically
and there are
true, 'cause
plenty
I don't
of fonts
see
that
any
are
void on
wacky
your sheet.
symbols. When it comes right down to it, Wingdings is considered its own magic symbol language.
Okay, but
Am
I don't
con-
appear to be an ice
Can you hear me?
elemented. I don't appear to be an ice elemented person, and I can still
Hello?
use ice spells.
Can you hear me?
Question: are there any spells that are in pure void? Jack.
God damn it.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Did your internet die?
Yeah. I've been trying to say things for a while. So, okay, let's backtrack like 10 or so sentences.
Okay.
I wasn't paying attention 10 or so sentences ago. Well, what were we talking about?
Dark World stuff.
Oh, yeah. It wouldn't make sense for a magical language to be written in Wingdings just due to the fact that we lack
Well,
people to speak it.
Well, remember, Wingdings is just a font. The symbols themselves can be used as a magic language. It's just a magic language that's probably, only really used by Gaster and people connected to, a school system he works with.
I wonder how wing people-
So all of
Me.
my void,
Yeah.
all of my void spells are written in Wingdings. Basically, like the void level Gaster Blaster.
I mean, it could be written in both, technically speaking. And there is also a very old runic traditional monster symbols.
What
That
are
it-
they like? Are they? Can they be spoken at all, or are they spoken like English?
The runic symbols for monster magic, more technically, are like the oldest written form of magic monsters have. So they span thousands of different runes, and they're more or less all syllable based. Like,
So
So they're basically like
Oh.
kanji in the Japanese language.
yeah, kind of. Like you would put together various old syllabic runes on a like on a like a on like some sort of necklace, some like thick necklace, and that would be how you would channel like a fireball spell through runes.
Interesting.
Can Hera just basically use pages of her notebook to do that?
I mean, not necessarily. You don't necessarily. I mean, the big thing about it is that just because you can write out the symbols doesn't mean you can just invoke what it means.
No, she has to say the symbols and whatnot.
And that and two, just because you can speak it doesn't mean you can necessarily invoke it.
Ah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So she looks at something and mumbles to herself in ancient monster. Would that be what that language would be called?
I suppose you can. It wouldn't. It. Be, I mean,
What
it
I-
would most,
No, she's not actually trying to cast a spell. She's
I
just
mean,
looking at something
on
and
a
saying
technical
something.
level,
That's-
you would just be speaking a really really old version of a language. Like you're just speaking.
That would just be. Wouldn't that just technically just you be like? That's just you basically speaking like, I don't know, hieroglyphics, but in
Hieroglyphics are
You know-
a purely written language, by the way.
Yeah.
I know that, but like it's the verbal version of that. Like not many people are gonna understand you.
Oh,
It's
no,
more
that's
like
the point.
if you're mumbling something in like the ancient monster runic language. If you're mumbling something to yourself, you're kind of just mumbling normal speech. It's just a really, really old way of saying. Just really, 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 like whatever you're like. If you were to say like "Hello, how are you" in the runic monster version, it would be "Perotsa, how art thou?" You can kind
So
of
basically, just rules card speak.
no, even more ancient than Shakespearean. It's like this, like like primal language kind of speech, is what you
Ooga booga.
Oh, Kako.
It's like I'm just saying, it's like you're not really saying anything hidden. You're just kind of mumbling gibberish to yourself.
Unga
Oh.
bunga.
Yeah, it's
Unga bunga.
yeah,
It's caveman speak.
yeah, kind of
Caveman.
So,
refined.
so is there only
Confusing.
one? Are there only two? Are there only two magical languages,
there
or
are
is there a third, more common magical
No
language?
fish and verb
on a technical
invented
level,
English.
the monster runic magic language would be the common version because it would be the oldest, most well-known version within the monster kingdom. If you're trying to be more like saying something to yourself and saying it out loud for some reason but still don't want people to understand it, I guess you can say it's in like the wingdings symbols or the augmented pseudo-Latin.
I mean, if
Pseudo-Latin,
Hera
there we go.
understands this, hold on. If Hera understands this, and she got it from Gaster, wouldn't Libran also technically?
I mean, yeah, for the most part. It's just a case of it's mostly just a case of like Hera seems to be like mumbling it, so it's like, is Libran gonna hear it or necessarily pay attention to this mumbling?
Well, she's actually talking in
I mean,
pseudo-Latin.
Libran's freaked out. Libran's freaked out about artificial darkness right now, so I don't suppose they would be paying attention.
She then yells in pseudo-Latin for Libran to shut the hell up and pay attention.
You foolish human! I shout back in the proto-monster wingding language. I am paying attention. This is a dire situation.
Your words annoy and confuse people, she says in the pseudo-Latin again.
Arca, you
Of
discover
course, because
you
your
figure out the
intellect.
other two spells, Dark Fur and Dig.
Dig?
Yep.
Isn't that an HM? Wait, no, that's a TM. Never mind.
Continue, Gamma. Continue. You were interrupted. I want to hear what the sentence was.
Of course, you don't understand what I'm saying. Pick up a dictionary sometime. Although I don't suppose they would have a word for dictionary, so it's just pick up a word book sometimes.
Hey, that's what you are, my friend.
Pick me up sometimes. Take me out.
Take me out on a date.
Wait, no.
She just growls and says in a very low pseudo-Latin, like semi-layered voice, I know what you're saying, but there are people here that don't, and you confuse and startle them.
Hypocrite of you to be saying that to me. We are both speaking a language of which only us two can understand.
No, you're speaking in a more easily recognized tone now. And then she looks at your words again, like, never mind.
Exactly. So why don't we just speak proper common?
I don't speak caveman, you two. What the hell's going on?
She looks at him. I was
It-
speaking pseudo-Latin. It's fine. I was speaking pseudo-Latin. It's alright. He was speaking Old English. Not English, Old Monster, sorry.
Enderman yells. Just oh my god.
Well, no, she was speaking in, like, demonically weird Latin. Like, demonic fusion, demonic layered voice Latin. It's scary, dog.
Every person sounds different when they speak it.
Spooky.
Oh, with her, it sounds like she's being possessed like a fucking demon.
So like, wait, is it like reverse, reverb, and then reverse again?
No,
Like-
it's semi-delayed fusion with a deeper
Librand-
tone.
Librand's is diagonal somehow.
Diagonal.
Their pseudo Latin is diagonal speech. We don't
Oh,
understand
wow.
how, but it's diagonal.
Diagonal.
It is neither forwards nor
Whoa.
backwards. It's diagonally spoken.
Well, that
It
just
is.
happened.
The sound waves are going up and down, but not in the way you expect.
Good.
With this in mind, I will give you guys as a new minor key item. Something for future to keep track of for future reference. The Full Wolf Research.
The full research. Yes. So did Hera write everything down, or is the library writing things as he speaks?
I suppose Librand
I assumed it
is
was
like-
both.
Well, yeah, but like I assume Librand is kind of like you know how in D&D there's that artifact. I think it's called the Demonomicon of Igwilv or something like that, where it's like constantly it's like semi-infinite. And I know that sounds weird. Like, how can something be semi-infinite? But it looks normal on the outside, but it has a near infinite amount of pages.
Yeah.
Do you have to write in blood? I forget. Is that what the one that you write in blood with?
I mean, on a technical level, when he writes in himself, it's whatever. It technically kind of can be seen as blood in a way. Though
Oh,
not.
he doesn't have blood.
Yeah, not really. Not really. I
My
mean,
info is my blood.
Yeah, and so you're kind of getting stronger, I guess.
Only
You have more info.
minuscule. only minuscule, only by a minuscule amount where it's not noticeable on stats.
Yeah, obviously. That makes sense.
As we
Anyway,
Wait,
continue.
maybe
so
we
does
should
that
get
mean
to
that
doing
every
things.
time he levels up, does that mean that every time they level up, they gain a cosmic brain of knowledge? Like they have a brain blast?
Uh, I think of it more like when you're increasing your intellectual stat, it's a lot more like. I just realized, did I ever bring in that one real? I need to just double check to make sure I brought. Gosh, things have gotten mixed up in here. That's obnoxious. Oh, why that's
Physical, you're training your body physically. Aggressive, you're doing aggressive faces at yourself in a mirror. Passive, you're trying to hug yourself. Intellectual, you get brain
Hera,
blast.
Hera, what does the scouter say about Librand's page count?
She scans it.
It's over
It's over 9,000!
9,000.
What? 9,000? There's no way that can't be right.
She shrugs, turns on the man, and then blasts the shit out of him.
It would have been better if we said it's 1006.
Yeah, go kick his ass.
Keep that in mind.
Yay!
Libran, you feel like you've gotten something very useful from this.
Interesting.
After all, as a scholar, once you get a bit better with your scholarly skills, you will be able to acquire custom spells. You do have
Oh yeah.
quite a lot of
I
research
get
material.
salty fizz.
As we continue forward, Master Son appears with more food, with a bit more food, as well as more clean towels.
Hera looks quite hungry herself, but that's not
Oh,
something new.
hello, hello, Master Son. And then Libran kind of does this like weird bow gesture.
Ah, hello. I see you've been quite intrigued by these creatures. I must say, I'm quite intrigued myself. I've never seen anything like this ever before in my life. It's... As the little pup kind of goes up to him.
She bows in a ninja way and then says, well, we learned what we could about them. Would you like to see my notes?
Of course.
She hands him her notes.
As he quickly kind of reads through them. Incredible. To think. I simply can't believe this. Well, I suppose for now I will tend to them.
Maybe they can... No, never mind. I would say that they could probably be like therapy in a sense. You know how like some animals are calm you when you pet them? But
Maybe
these are
this little
still
one.
wild animals.
Maybe this little one could help out, but... Well,
The rest are still wild.
these ones, they do approach him and are willing to like. They seem to kind of like these. These three are like they're kind of vibing with them, sorta. But like like only one of them really kind of lets him pet them. And the other two are just kind of like whatever.
Hey, bro.
Cool.
Hera is part of the pack technically. That's how you enter yourself into a pack, is that you roll yourself on their dirt so that you smell like them. So she smells like them, which to their brain means pack member.
More or less. As we continue forward, well, if I recall, I recall you guys were going to the tradesman market down there. Did you have anything you were currently doing down there?
Oh yes, I did. My brother was making armor that would make it so that I could use my ranger's ring along with chainmail in order to make it so I could have more defense. Speaking of, we still need to get more chainmail in order to do that.
Alright. Well then. I suppose you should go continue doing that, Hera. I'll be
She
here.
nods happily.
Is anyone going to join her?
Oh,
Yeah,
Aaron knows.
I am.
Alright.
Aaron knows.
Arca, what are you gonna do? You gonna stay here with Master San and Non?
They're gonna follow the others.
And if the whole group is going, Non is going to go as well. However, not before he walks up to one of these machines and kicks it. Fucking thought-ass machine.
Only in Ohio.
You
He
goddamn
growls
right.
at the machine and just socks
This is
it
why we don't
so
let you
hard
out of
in
the
the face. Can I
This is
roll
why
an
we don't let you
aggressive
out of the base.
physical just to see how hard she punches it? I want to do it, and you don't have to roll.
Alright, fine. However, everyone's gonna look at you, and however, the whole party's gonna judge you. Non was the last one to get. Non was the last one to follow. He has an excuse. You're actually going back after the fact.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a 6. It's not very good. 6 total. She kicked it and then followed.
Right before you guys go out the door, you see Non kicked it, and as he was walking over, you then see Hera quickly run over and kick it as well.
Not very hard, but yes, she kicks it. And then, yeah, she leads the party out to the place
You're the last.
that is not home.
One problem.
Sorry, Aaron does.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're also physically the last person in line now.
Yeah.
However, as you walk out,
Did you mean for that? I want the little puppers in the party. He's so cute.
they're not in the party. Which one is the smallest?
They're in the pack.
Which one's the smallest?
Let me see here. This one is smaller.
Yes, this is the smallest. This little thing kind of does run out real quick after you.
Hera turns around because Hera's in the back of the line.
You and Non both turn around to see it. As it appears to just kind of run up, it does a little circle before quickly going over to the sign, as I assume since these three might not notice it since it didn't bark. You just kind of heard the little pitter-patter, and since you were in the back of the line, as it then digs a little hole right this sign and throws you 25 dark dollars.
She catches the dark dollars and puts them in her pocket. She shoves the dark dollars in her pocket.
That's adorable.
That is adorable. She pets the creature.
Before you can pet it, it already ran back to its mama.
Bye. She runs to the rest of her party.
Aaron, you kind of do notice Non and Hera are trailing.
He turns around and says, "Come on, guys, we really need to get this done so we can get over to
You look at
Red Town, I guess. I don't remember the name.
You look
Capital.
at the very basic kind of map you got from that train pamphlet, If I recall, I believe it should be named... Flush City.
Flush City. So we need to get to Flush City really fast. So we need to finish this and then get onto the road again. All right? Okay.
Okay.
Mine? As you look around, Hera, you do kind of hear someone say something. Oi! Girlie, over here!
She runs over because that's his guy. That's her guy again.
Hey, there you
Yeah,
are.
coming.
I assume
Caught the doggo.
I assume the others are going to follow.
Aaron does at the very least. I can't speak for anyone else.
Libran, Arca.
Yeah.
It stays close.
I couldn't exactly, well, get it right, since you sort of ran off before I could actually fit you. But I was able to.
Sorry.
But I got I got some rough estimates for, some basic aluminum steel, for that aluminum steel alloy plate. Decent durability, decent protection, and for at least a decent price. So first things first, let's figure out how much exactly. Let's figure out how many inches of metal I'm giving you.
She lets him measure her without trying to sneak some inches away or put some inches on. She's not attempting to sleight of hand this motherfucker out of money, is my point.
Alright, so, aluminum steel plate. You're looking for some basic... So let me, real quick, you going for full body? Because full body is going to be quite a bit more expensive, gonna take rivets. I can do a chest... but I can do upper body within the hour.
Upper body would be fine.
Alright.
She looks at her Under Armour. Is that just upper body as well?
You will notice the Mountain Under Armour does have extensions for leg pieces. However, they are not necessarily that long. It appears more like... Because looking at your character art, well, I don't think your character is actually... Your character is wearing a skirt, so she did somewhat assume it was an armored skirt. The seamstress, or the seamster. I don't remember.
And no, in reality, it is just my forearms that are armored. That give me 15 defense.
Basically what it is, it's upper armor and a skirt attachment.
Okay. But can you get a skirt on there within the hour too?
For the most part, won't exactly be... Armored skirts work a bit better when they're armored in their segments and connected, but...
Well, it's just chainmail.
Eh,
So...
I suppose so. Mostly. Technically
Okay.
speaking.
She smiles and... She actually sits in front of this guy and watches him do it.
Aaron? She is being...
Aaron also does.
Aaron, this is the first time you've seen Hera be this polite for someone trying to fit her for something in a very long time.
Okay. You're really excited, sister, I think. Because otherwise you would be squirming.
Alright,
I know.
first things first, let's do the chest piece.
Alright.
Voice exploded. Sorry.
Oof. That's sad to hear.
What?
I said that's sad to hear.
No, but what did Gamma say that...
Their voice exploded, basically.
Oh.
Yeah, basically their internet and microphone just bombed on them.
They popped.
It did a pop. It did a pop.
Yep.
I want to see something real quick.
Alright, for the main chest piece. Let's see here, let's go. What's that in mind? Let's go for... each arm now. Bam, boom. Alright, let's see. Alright, not the longest arms I've seen, certainly not the shortest. See here, now we go back down farther, and now we gotta do more so the hand parts. What kind of gloves? You just want some generic kind of armored gloves that I can put on you right now for
No, She points to her wrists.
Ah,
These are pretty good on their own.
I see. You don't need forearm or hands. All right then. With that in mind, I
She
suppose that should just leave the skirt itself, which, well, I can't exactly sew the plates in myself, and I'm not exactly gonna tear up someone
What?
else's work.
You. Oh, it's chainmail. There's no plating. It's just chain.
I thought you. Wait, I thought.
I thought we were going for chainmail.
I thought you said you were getting plate because you went to an actual armorer to get fitted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I guess it's plate then. That's fine.
Yeah, remember? Wasn't you wanted to?
That's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
We can do plate. It's fine.
Well, wasn't that the whole purpose of you trying to find an actual armorer to get fitted for armor? Cause
Well, no one makes any armor of her size, so.
well, yeah, but generic chainmail would just fit you.
Oh, it would.
Yeah, it's
Well,
just
no,
remember it's just remember even if it's technically too big, it's chainmail. It's somewhat supposed to drape over you, somewhat like a skirt.
All right, then yeah, we can do plate since we're already at an armor and whatnot, and you think we're doing plate already, so.
Yeah, well, didn't you straight up ask for like the qualities of metal he could make from? Like,
Yeah,
and two,
that's my bad.
And two, chainmail is made entirely differently from getting fitted for armor. Chainmail,
Like-
you would technically.
Like I said, yes, plate mail.
For the most part here. I mean, to some degree, I could sew in. I mean, we can retcon it to be plate mail since that would actually make it cheaper
Okay, yeah.
and might
That's how it'd be.
technically fit a bit better with the pricing. It might actually end up becoming to some degree, but
Let's see what our Hera did not add the 25 to the party GP. Dark dollars.
well, I mean, I assume you're going to spend that 25.
Yeah, we're gonna spend that 25 here. Yeah.
How selfish
Huh.
of you.
Oh, by the way, Jack, not to not
Whoa.
to not to pause the or derail the game or anything, but like I was gonna like maybe put all this stuff from text files into a Google Doc.
That would be interesting.
I don't know. Maybe I'll just
That would work.
work on that a bit later. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
That'd be about $34.
Can I roll to see if I can bargain? Because bargaining's fine, I guess.
I mean, alright, roll passive and intellectual.
Just intellectual then. 12. I mean, we're only lowering it by 9.
30.
Okay. She pays him the 25 and looks up expectantly at Arca.
Arca, you notice Hera pulls out 25 dark dollars from her pocket.
Where'd you get that money?
The fool found some for me, and then I took it and put it in my pocket. I was just gonna use it for this. That's all I have. And then she turns out her pockets. It turns out that is all she had. That's all she wrote, folks.
Oh. Oh, that's why they were seemingly taking longer. The full wolf gave them stuff. Okay, that makes sense. Anyways, it's 6 dark dollars in order to complete the transaction.
5.
Oh yeah, 5.
We had 25.
Right, I'm dumb.
So yeah.
So
Are you gonna take out the $5 and hand him $5?
Arca, can you hear us? Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. Are you gonna take out the $5 and hand him the
Yeah.
$5?
Put the money together.
Yep. All
There you
right.
go.
With that in mind, you've got the.
My dog
It's
squealed.
steel plate, I guess. Can I call it whatever I want it to be called on my sheet?
I mean, I'm just calling it literally what it is. If you want to give it a nickname.
Oh yeah, no, I wanted that. That's good. That's good.
Like,
You spelled aluminum wrong though, and I'm going to fix that for you.
well, I did always fail spelling.
Aluminum. That should be it. There's only one M, not 2.
With that in
Okay.
mind, the only thing you really need to do left is, well, you said you wanted to try and fuse. The aluminum steel plate itself is, I mean, it's generic aluminum steel plate. It's decent. Like, it on its own.
Yeah, we're gonna fuse the steel plate with her ranger ring. She has a ranger ring that she's wearing.
Yep.
Arthax's ranger ring, so we waltz our asses back up to, I believe it's over here somewhere, to one of 3 forge goers. So yeah.
If you want a quick summary of what the aluminum steel plate literally on its own would do, it would literally just do nothing but, like, a generic +5 defense.
So do we add the +6 defense of the Arthrax ranger ring then?
Well, first things first, you gotta find a blacksmith who will fuse the items.
Oh yeah, Aaron helps because he has more intellectual to be able to bargain with. Oh, and no, Aaron, no Massey, but it's double her intellectual. So
With this in mind, Aaron, you were looking around talking to various smiths. Well, which one?
why don't we just go with the one that fixed up her seated katana?
Ah. As you go back,
Hey man, I got some more work for you. How about this? He hands the worker the Arthrax's ranger ring and the aluminum steel plate.
real quick check. Did I have?
How's that gonna do?
I just used the level 10 one. That's right. Oh, you go up to the smith who, literally Smith is with his hands.
Yes.
Alright. Well, let's see. I can certainly give it an attempt. Though,
Please.
note, if I do this, whatever stats are currently on the Ranger's ring will be permanent, so unless you want to try and re-roll those right now...
Oh, we can re-roll the ranger ring stats?
I'm giving you the option. Since you are
Yeah, let's
going
do that.
on a technical level, the thing with form equipment is that how they work is every time you unequip and re-equip them, they re-roll.
I see.
Yeah.
So I guess we just re-roll until she gets something good, right?
I'm letting you get one re-roll. Specifically.
I mean, she can just take it off and take it on, take it off until it's gone.
I mean, yes, but do you really want to sit here and just re-roll for hours?
What are we looking for in a reroll? Like, what are the numbers we're looking for? Like, on what dice are we rolling?
Real quick, let me go up to...
Because it seems like we're rolling on 2d10s.
Let me real quick check something. Do I have Arthax statted, actually? I feel like I could have sworn I did. I feel like I did at some point.
He was in Blue Village.
Yeah, just for some reason I can't seem to...
So, is the Draconic DNA form armor?
No, Draconic DNA is in your context, this would be a magical item, technically. However, it's a magical item in that it's, a magical thing attached to you.
Physically augmenting my body?
Yes. It's, I could have I swear to God, I could have sworn I statted Arthax, didn't I?
I mean, with the 6 and the 7, I believe it would just be 2d10s.
Well, he was a Rudin Ranger.
Mm-hmm. I guess you just do normal Rudin Ranger.
I'm not going to read through this unless I accidentally...
Because he was just a regular guard. You didn't make any distinctions with his appearance.
That was more or less the idea.
It should be just...
I swear I could have... I think I wanted to, maybe, but... Hold on. Unless I accidentally renamed him to something... No, I don't think I... Hold on, let me read through this. Smith, Thomas.
Oh, hey, we got a ruler.
Unless I accidentally renamed Arthax Artheno when I statted him?
Do you hear any of this?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'm gonna stop then.
Because, I feel bad, because, I actually do like the name Arthax.
I mean, you can accidentally, you can limit it.
What are you trying to do? Attack him? Or...
No, I'm trying to see if I was trying to see if I actually had him statted. That way,
Because we're using his stat dice.
Yeah, because I'm letting him get, a re-roll before he fuses the Ranger's Ring with the, armor they just bought.
I gotcha.
That's a bit of a shame, actually.
Hey, if Susie had a class, what class would she be?
She would be a monster fighter.
I mean, like subclass. I meant to say subclass.
I mean, if she never had character development, she'd probably go to terrible. But she seems most likely like the great subclass.
Interesting.
Because she seems too intense and violent to try and go for the good.
Yeah. And then I just have custom blades. Oh crap! I need to rewrite that.
Now I remember why. No, actually, I remember why I normally keep this tab open. Okay, yeah. It's 3. It is 3d4s for the magic, 2d8s for the defense.
Hey. There you go.
With that in mind, do you want to roll it or do I want to?
What am I rolling?
It's 3d4s for magic and 2d8s for the defense.
Let's we probably shouldn't roll them here, so I'm just forget this. I'm gonna roll them somewhere else so that they don't scramble into anything.
Yeah.
There you go. 8. 8 defense. Oh, sorry, 8 magic?
Yep.
3d4? Alright.
With that in mind, the Ranger's Ring has been augmented because it's been re-rolled. Roll those 2d8s for that defense to see what it's re-augmented to.
Trying to remember what d8 looks like. That's 10.
These. These are d8s.
Come on, Papa needs new parachutes. Come on. Oh, 10! Nice. 10 defense.
Alright, you got lucky.
Yes. Let me lower the volume a little bit on that.
Alright then. So, with that in mind, I suppose you want me to try and fuse all of this. You want me to fuse this plate mail with this Ranger's Ring.
Yes, sir. Sorry. Yes, sir.
Well, I've got to say, my man.
Is that going to be hard?
Well, it's not. Well, this ring ain't exactly a lot of physical material to work with, you know?
Figures. If you need help, you can always ask. Because I'm also trying to be in the blacksmithing field.
Let me look through. But it should.
So if you can't do it,
but it is doable.
Alright.
I might have a bit of difficulty, but I can do it.
If you do ever need help, sir, I can help you on that.
Just like before, if I don't actually make something, you don't gotta pay, if I recall. Or more accurately, I believe you... What... Did we make it so you had to pay if he failed? I don't think we did.
No, you said...
Yeah, this guy does it for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
like, you
guy...
pay if you make something.
Yeah. Alright then. So... Are we ready?
Yes.
Question, do you want to roll it, or should I?
Yes, I want to roll it. It is the dice that I'm trying to look for.
Alright, I'm going to be the one to tell you when to stop.
Okay.
Huh?
Just say stop when, bro. Waiting. You just say stop. Why are you making this take an exponentially long amount of time?
Okay, you can stop. I'm fucking with you.
Oh, that's not very good. You fucked with me.
9
I can't silly my way out of this.
This guy is a level 10 blacksmith.
Okay.
So this isn't actually the worst roll.
Is it a failing roll is my question.
I wouldn't say it's a failure, No,
Okay.
but
Then
do you? But my question is, let's see, how much would this be? I'm trying to think about considering how much this dude. Because I'm thinking about how this dude would actually be statted. Because this dude would just have a. Because this dude would have a base 5 in his physical. So by default, this is a 14.
yeah, he probably put more into it because he's a blacksmith and he's been blacksmithing for 5 levels.
I'm just thinking, do I want to put more into his physical just to bump it up to a 15? I think, you know what, you know what, you know what, 14 will be decent enough for what I'll give you. It just won't be as powerful as you would have, as I originally thought. Basically,
Well, I'm happy I added a bunch of shit to the stats.
so, hello, brother. Welcome home. So, I'll put it like this. Whatever we call this armor, whenever you do exchange your magic and defense, you are not allowed to do it the next turn.
Oh, fine. Yeah, that's fine.
With that in mind, this... What should we call... The plate mail has been changed into Ranger's Ring infused aluminum steel plate mail. Although he will ask you, would you like to give this a name or anything?
Hera actually nods because this is her armor.
Alright then.
Ah,
What is it?
Arthrax's Ranger armor.
I hate when I
Arthax's Ranger armor.
Arthritis.
Arthax's Ranger armor.
Arthrax.
Arthritis Ranger armor.
Well, Arthrax is something that is very toxic to people, so.
I will write in context metal only.
No bones.
As technically, this is an incomplete armor set.
Oh, yeah, we're taking it to the seamstress. And she said that when she does her product, it's free.
Yep.
When she sells her product.
With this in mind, real quick, let us change this.
I have an unhealthy obsession with Rousey.
A lot of people do.
Honestly, I just like his blunt. It's fucking massive.
I need a Rousey plush now. I will